Welcome to Last Breath Live, where we share strategies, tips, tricks, and tactics for hunting big whitetails, food plots, tree stands, trail cameras, and more. The goal of this series is to bring you educational outdoor content live as it happens in the field. Created by hunters, for hunters, thank you for tuning in to Last Breath Live. Do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. Turn on the bell notifications and drop us a comment in the section below. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Last Breath Live. Today, Garrett and I are going to, I'm actually on the way to meet Garrett right now, but we are going to do what we call deploy the fleet. What does that mean? That means we're gonna go hang up about 10 or 12 trail cameras. I've got the Buckmobile right behind me chasing me, so we're gonna go and cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time and hang some cameras up and see if we can get some intel on the particular farm that we're going to go hang up on today. There was 3 deer last year that were 3-year-olds that were pretty distinguishable, so this year they will be 4, so we're pretty excited to see at least what 2 out of 3 look like. Not that we're going to probably try to harvest them this year or anything, but I'll be interested to see what kind of antler growth jump they made. So we're gonna go hang up about 10 or 12 trail cameras and show you guys where we put them and why we put them there, and hopefully you learn something. But if not, this is just educational, a little bit entertaining, and showing you what we are up to this week. Again, it's July 23rd. See you out in the field. I just got here and met up with my partner in crime. We're matching. Yay! See? Yeah. Great minds think alike. That's what that proves. I don't know what the odds of that are, because I feel like we each have about 40 or 50 hunting shirts. But this is what is in our bed of the side-by-side today. So we got a pull saw, yep. And then we got our Moultrie bag, which this is probably the most useful thing, other than the cameras themselves, I would say, that Moultrie makes. Agree or disagree?
And they make a lot of good stuff. Their spreader, their sprayer, but that bag is totally overrated.
I mean, we carry this thing with us to the field, like during when we're hunting, and we put like all of our cameras. It's got a spot for like our camera cards, SD cards. We keep our batteries in the front pockets here, and it's just like, it's awesome. It's one of my favorite things I make too. Now let's go hang them up. All right, so this is pretty cool. So if you watched the last episode of Last Breath Live, you saw our turnips plot, and that we seeded it about 5 days ago. But this is cool. We already have germination. We got a big rain in the Midwest this week, but that's a turnip right there. Right there. That's pretty cool. You can even see some of the other seeds. I haven't went yet, but they're really small. There's another one. That's pretty cool that we got germination. Garrett's gonna cut those branches down, and we're gonna go hang some cameras up. Okay, well, Garrett's back there bushwhacking a path. Just kind of connecting. We did a lot of work on like our trail system in this on this farm, and you can even see down here our turnips germination is even better. Check this out. Lots of little turnips growing. Put lots of fertilizer down too, so hypothetically should be really good. And the other cool thing, I'll show you guys, we mowed our clover a little late. We mowed our clover for the first time the other day, just for like routine maintenance. And this is kind of cool too. You can see that we've had a lot of rain here in the Midwest, so these are pretty fresh tracks. And it's kind of cool how curious deer are whenever you got freshly turned up dirt. I don't know if you guys think the same way or not, but it's crazy how many sets of deer tracks are like, you know, going through our plot, even though it's just bare dirt. It's kind of neat. But this looks really, really, really good, like incredibly good. This is our clover on the north side here, so we've got turnips down there. This is all freshly planted, and this is our clover, and those are our beans way up there. But look at this stuff. I mean, it's just like a carpet out here. Incredibly effective when we mowed it. There's a little bit of grass in it in some certain areas, but overall, I mean, this just looks really nice. know if you guys can see behind me back there, but that's our new and improved blind that we built. And we actually did something pretty cool with it. So we didn't like the other blind that we had made, so we built this one from scratch. He and I did. So we're kind of handy, I guess. But we cut bow windows on the side. So that's a bow window, nice 36-inch long window. Then we got that window for shooting a gun out of. That window is big enough and low enough too to shoot a bow out of, and that window. When we have lots of encounters with these deer, if your windows are up too tall, it's kind of hard to get, you know, over the window and aimed down to draw on a deer. Just typical bow hunting out of a blind. It's a little harder to get a shot off in a blind with a bow, just because of the extra things you got to take into consideration. But here's our electric fence. So there's our clover. It's looking awesome, so that's really good. Big shout out to Colby Ehring. He helped us out and came out here and mowed us down. But here's our beans. So I'll pop through our electric fence here. Here's our beans. So overall, things are looking really good out here. Now we'll go ahead. So for anybody that's got like intense deer pressure, I just want to bring it up one more time that the electric fence system has been extremely effective. For only 300 bucks, you can protect all of your seed that you lay down. So I want you guys to see something right now. So I'm 6'5", and these are our beans. I'm not standing, you know, on my tippy toes or anything. I mean, it's just, our beans are doing incredibly well. Now that's obviously due to the really good planting season and everything like that, but if you've got the extra time, Garrett and I did this in like probably 3 hours cumulatively. We only had to get like 60 T-posts to do it, which if you find them on Craigslist are super cheap. I would highly recommend doing it because our double planted beans are just like, it's like all hitting me right at my inseam, which is about 36 inches. So they are looking really good. Garrett's up here and busting a move. Huh? I said, you're up here busting a move with your weed whip.
Heck yeah, you got me doing all the bitch work while you're over there taking the glory.
Yep, that's me.
That stuff worked great though. The path is smoked. So put on that tree.
Our first camera of the year.
Yep.
On that tree, Old Faithful tree. That's been a really good tree for us.
It has.
It's got literally every buck we've ever killed, I think, on it out here.
And now it's going to be even better because this whole edge is feathered.
Yep.
And then we've got our crosscut path right here, so should be pretty good.
You can see where the deer kind of come in and out of this trail. So we smoked this trail with Roundup all the way back to a different stand that we hang. We've got a stand in this row right here, and like Garrett said, all these trees, these little shitty trees, we knocked them down. And so the deer have to come out right here, right by this camera. So hopefully we'll catch them all.
Well, I guess that's one thing we should talk about. Sometimes we take it for granted what we're doing here, but this is a really good tree for scrapes for two reasons. A, it's on a trail. It's right off of a food plot. There's a mowed lane, and this is North American black cherry. So it's really tender, it's soft, it's malleable. It doesn't hold its leaves very long, but still it'll work for what we need to do. And what we'll probably end up doing as well is zip tying a piece of white oak branch to it, because white oak holds their leaves extremely long even after they're pruned. This is a perfect height. You know, as you think like,
you know, you're 6'2".
Right. A deer's nose really sits about right here, right at the chest, shoulders for most guys. Not up high. A lot of guys want to hang their scrapes up here, but then a deer's got to get on their back feet. So this is a perfect tree. And no, we're not putting a scrape out now, but thinking about the future, we got to clear this out. So when we go to make the scrape, we're not putting it in this. That we're putting it in something like this. So, you know, it's late July and now's about the right time to think about it. And we've even gone as far as to where we'll spray this with chemical to kill it from underneath here. But again, you want to make sure to do that plenty in advance so all that chemical dissipates. You don't have any of that residual scent or chemical in there when you make your mock scrape. So we're just cleaning these up underneath some of these trees where we're Gonna have a scrape come fall.
Which one you picking?
One of my favorite cameras Moultrie ever made. The M40i. Yes, you good one. It's a keeper. You get to do the bushwhacking this time, and I'll videotape you do it.
I need you to whack me.
Always making me do his shit for him.
Actually, we guess we could put it high.
Just kidding.
You want it high?
I'm gonna put it right here. All right, so breakdown of where this tree is.
In the
It's
woods.
definitely in the woods, but down this path is about 1.5 acres of clover down the bottom of this hill. It's Second Year Whitetail Institute, and it looks really, really good.
And then right behind that,
And then right behind that is our 17-acre. So we're gonna pick this tree, but lots of times deer will come up this path and out and feed in our field. There's our blind right out there. This is the north side of our beans. So if deer are gonna skirt this edge along our beans, then this camera will be able to tell us what it is and when it did it. So this has been a really trustworthy camera for us over the years. It's the Moultrie M series
M40i.
M40i. So if you guys want to buy one of these cameras, it's
I don't even know if they make
real reasonable.
think
The
they
whole
do.
M series is really reasonable.
Yeah.
So like realistically, like when that camera came out a couple years back,
like 80 bucks.
like 80 bucks. Yep. It's a good
It's a workhorse, man.
camera for the money. And that's the purpose of that camera. So we're gonna set it and let her soak. Okay. This is a pretty sweet product.
By Hunting Made Easy.
HME makes it. It's a little camera, screw-in camera stake. Moultrie makes one as well. And this camera is special because this Moultrie in particular is going to be hooked up to a mobile modem. The nice thing about these is if you have any Moultrie camera made like post, I don't know, 2014. Yeah, 2014 is when they started using the USB system. And if you have any camera after that, then any one of your cameras can literally turn into a cellular camera. So that's just a modem that pings information from this onto the internet. So this is one of our famous trees actually right here. Here's our turnips that we just got rid of, or tilled up the other day. We got to stand about 15 yards that way on this feathered edge, so it's really good for a northwest wind. We've got a big pronounced trail coming from our deer central bedding area, which is to the east of this property, and they motor right up this path, and this is where we catch them. So this one's going to be grabbing intel and sending it to Garrett's phone pretty much from now until we tell it not to or remove it. That's a good tip for you guys. You want to say that again?
Oh, that's the only way to go, man. Right there, them batteries. They're expensive, but they're worth it.
The lithiums never let you down. In the summer, you can put any shit battery in any camera and it'll last okay. But when it comes to that first cold front in the fall,
Right.
those alkaline batteries do not last
Three
as
big
long
things.
as the lithium.
Yeah, three big things with lithium. First off, if you spend a good amount of money, which cameras aren't cheap, I don't care what you buy, even if it's 50 bucks, but lithium batteries will never leak, ever. So you will never have corrosion problems. Secondly, they last extremely longer. And the biggest advantage, I think, is that they're unaffected almost, I should say that, like asterisk, by extreme heat and extreme cold. The difference is like alkaline batteries have liquid in them. That's why they leak, and that's why you have battery acid that gets in your camera and everything else. But those molecules in the water, in that liquid, when it's really cold, it slows them down. Where lithium batteries do not have any liquid, and that's why they're almost unaffected by cold and heat.
Yeah.
So, is that hitting you good up and down?
Yeah, it's hitting me real good. That one's good to go.
She's live. Probably sending me pictures right now.